Earlier in the interview you said you are 47 now. Your past is bigger than your future.
Yeah.
Is that why this album, but there are songs with the line "the future keeps on coming"?
Yes.
Is that why this is something, well, the album is dealing with the theme of the future?
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And let it all in. When we were making the album previous to Let It All In, Sky at Night, we'd recorded about 4 songs, and I can't remember if it was Andy or Pete, suddenly said, are all the songs going to be about the night, John? And at that moment, I hadn't realised that the 4 we'd recorded were. They were about astronomy, sleeplessness, insomnia, the idea of the moon as a romantic symbol. They were about astrology as well. They were about physics of space. They were about the stars. And I hadn't realised it wasn't a conscious decision. And likewise, with Let It All In, I hadn't and don't think that if you're going to write, that you should, I just don't do it. Now that we're talking about it, after we've made this record, I kind of look at it and go, oh right, yeah, okay, you're right, yeah, oh yeah. And so yeah, the future keeps coming. Well, it does, and it's apart from some particle physicists who would maybe argue that the future can possibly stop, the future does keep coming, and there's not a lot you can do about that.
What does this do to you?
Well, there's 2 songs that use the line, the future keeps coming. Twice on the LP, I use the lyric, the future keeps coming. And until today, doing this interview and some others I've just been doing earlier, nobody involved in the album has noticed that I've used the same lyric in 2 songs. And at the time, I thought, oh, better rewrite one of those, because I'm using the same line twice in 2 different songs. But in fact, I decided that actually it was really pretty good, because one of them is not fearful of the future, but certainly there's a fear of the hold back the night. It's kind of a fear of turning, the darkness, and like, whoa, can we just stop for a minute? And the other one is the future keeps coming in a song called These Days Are Mine, and it's an embracing interpretation of that line. So the same line, it shows that words, depending on what song you use them in and what music you put with them, the same line can have a multitude of meanings, and I was really quite happy with that.
What song did you write first?
I wrote them both pretty much at the same time. They're often with my songs, they come in one go, but those 2 songs are much more a band composition, where I was kind of writing lyrics and we were making music. And so actually they were very much at this, in the same recording sessions, in the same. They were not often with me. I bring songs to the table, pretty much fully formed, and then Andy and Pete work out the spaces, the rhythms they want to put to it, the extra melodies they want to add. But with both those songs, we really started working, I think, as a band, and maybe that's why the lyric. So, I wasn't on my own writing the lyric. It was just in the process, and So at that point, I really liked to freeform. Basically, I'm singing, and the words just come, and so. I used the same lyric twice, and in the past I might have disciplined myself out of that and said, oh no, you can't do that, but because we were in the mood we were in, I thought, well, fuck it, it's fine, and I'm glad of that. I think it reflects how much more of a band we are, because I think now the 3 of us are also, as well as songs that I just bring to the table as songs, we're actually writing together, and I think that's a pretty important step for us. I think it's really great.